Hey everybody, this is Qua. I'm back again. This is part two of my two-part video series on how to increase or how to optimize the conversion rates for your lead capture pages. Again, the link to the first part should be in the bottom or in the comment section of this video. So if you want to watch it, if you missed it, or you want to watch it again, then go ahead and click on that link. So without any delay, I'm going to just jump right into my landing page tip number 5. I've already gone through 1 through 4 about how, different strategies for increasing your opt-in rates for your conversion rates for your lead capture pages. All right, so my tip number 5 is, of course, to meet the expectations of your prospect. And what do I mean by that is that your offer needs to be congruent with what you are promoting. Okay, so for instance, if you are telling your prospect that you're going to give them a free video, or a free report, or a free sample, or something along that line, then you got to make sure that you do that. Okay, you don't. The worst thing that you can possibly do is offer them a free video and then you don't deliver. Okay, because that really upsets people. I mean, you will lose your prospects' trust immediately if you don't live up to your expectation. And remember, who set the expectation? You did. So whatever expectation that you set up, then you need to live up to it. Again, your product, congruent. It's to me, it's a very basic concept, but what it means is that you have a free sample of something, then that has to be congruent with what your offer is. Okay, I mean, if you're selling digital products, if you're selling a book, then obviously it's kind of hard to make to have a free sample unless you are just going to give them a sample of the first paragraph. But anyway, I'm being facetious a little bit, but you get my point, is that you gotta make sure that you tailor your offer to the right market and also to your lead capture page. Okay, and make sure you deliver on your offer. Real important. Okay, here's something that might be controversial for a lot of autoresponder companies, is that I do not use double opt-ins. Okay, I have stopped using double opt-ins for a long time now, and it has not affected me in any way, shape, or form. And a double opt-in is basically this. Okay, after the prospect has already entered their email or their address, whatever information you asked for, then they get sent a confirmation email, okay, from the autoresponder company. And so they have to confirm that they have actually, in fact, put their email address into your system. Frankly, this does you no good. All right, this does not help you at all, because what will happen almost, so often, at least 40% of the time, is that the person forgets about what they had opted in for, and so that confirmation email is languishing in their inbox or their spam box, and it never gets read, and they don't actually confirm, and then that they never become a lead. Okay, so remember, the only way that they become a lead is for them to confirm. So I do away with that. I don't ask for a double opt-in. I know that some autoresponder companies, especially the big one that starts with an A, which I no longer use for different reasons, but they really push on double opt-ins. Okay, and they tell you, hey, look, if you don't double opt-in, then what's going to happen is that you're going to get accused of sending spam. And at first, I bought into this line, but I soon learned it was complete crap, because really the best way for you to the best practice for you to not get spam complaints is to not send spammy emails. Okay, I mean, if you're sending crap emails, and of course you're gonna get complaints. But if you send emails have value, something that helps people, something that provides them with some type of information that's actionable or that's useful, then you won't get you won't get complaints. People will actually appreciate it. People will actually look forward to getting your emails as opposed to despising your emails. So my suggestion is do away with the double opt-ins, because it doesn't really help you. In fact, it hurts you. And my experience has been that I have very low complaint rates for my emails. Okay, I send thousands of emails, and my complaint rate is always less than 1%. Okay, always less than 1%. So that means that the whole double opt-in thing is complete bunk, and two, is because I send out value-packed emails as opposed to spammy junk. Anyway, so tip number 7 is consider using a thank you page. Okay, what's a thank you page? It's a page where when somebody opts in, they're redirected to a page saying thank you for opting in. And it's very basic. First you say thank you for subscribing, and then you explain to them again what is it that they are going to be receiving from you. You introduce yourself. I introduce myself. I tell them who I am, and so that they have an idea, of who is going to be sending them emails, so they can look for them, or not, or avoid them. I don't know, depending on how they feel about me at this point. Hopefully, they're still neutral. But basically, you want to prime them, okay, or prep them for getting emails from you. All right, so that they know exactly who it is and what email it's going to come from. Okay, I even tell them, this is the email address that it will come from. So look for it, and I will tell them why. I'm sending them emails. Okay, my reason is because I want to help them, because I want to, give them information that they might find useful. So again, that primes them up for reading my emails and looking forward to them. And also I direct them to the sales page. Okay, this is where sales page would be helpful, or sales video. So in a thank you page, I say, okay, by the way, here is go check this out. Okay, and then they click on the link and they get sent to a sales video because they already opted in. I have the information already, so even if they don't watch the sales video or read the sales page, I still have information, and I will keep on sending them that information or that sales video or a sales presentation until they decide that they want to unsubscribe. Okay, so that's how it works. Because that's why I don't do any selling on the lead capture page, because I do selling on the back end. Okay, and then offer them an unannounced bonus. Okay, maybe a report that I didn't talk about, maybe a video that I didn't talk about, maybe some additional information that I don't talk about, or maybe a download that I didn't talk about. So basically, that kind of makes them feel good. Hey, hey, look, I got a free download of this, and it has value. It's going to help me, and and this guy didn't even talk about it, didn't even mention it. So kind of sets the relationship on a more, I guess, good fitting. So that's the reason why. And of course, I asked them to put me on their okay list for emails. Okay, on the white list, so to speak. Okay, and again, the point of a thank you page is to kind of form the relationship with my prospect and put it on the right foot. And so I don't do any pitching or selling on the thank you page itself. Okay, again, all my selling is directed elsewhere. So I direct them to a sales page, or I just or I sell them later on, when I have an opportunity to build a better rapport. Okay, so this is going to be my last landing page tip, and my advice about exit blockers. Okay, I know that that that's common practice is and is to an exit blocker, by the way, is where when you're trying to get out of the lead page, something stops you from doing so. Maybe the way that I know how to set up lead capture pages to do this. I know how to set up blockers, but I don't because I think they're dumb. I think they're annoying, and you probably seen this yourself. I mean, I've been in situations where it was almost impossible for me to leave a lead capture page because the exit blocker was so stubborn. It just wouldn't let me go, and it would keep redirecting me back to the same lead capture page. And let me ask you this: for those of you who are doing this, why do you think that this would be effective? I mean, if your lead capture page didn't sell me on putting my name in, do you think that holding my browser hostage for another couple of seconds is going to do the job? I mean, that's stupid. Okay, I mean, that is just, I don't know, it's so amateurish that I laugh at that. I mean, what it does, it just pisses me off. What it does, it just makes me think that I don't want to work with this clown because he's holding my browser hostage. I want to leave. So if your prospect is not interested, let them go on their merry way. That's the thing. Exit blockers are just dumb. I mean, unless you are offering something even more compelling, like for instance, your offer is, the exit blocker says, okay, if you sign up now, then I'll give you something additional. Okay, that's I think might be okay because you're offering something of value in exchange for their extra time that you're keeping them there, as opposed to basically holding them hostage. Okay, and of course I think they look desperate unless again you are making a value-driven offer. So anyway, that is my presentation on how to optimize your lead capture pages. And a couple of final thoughts is that don't just be happy with what you've created. I mean, my thing is to always to test and tweak and to improve. I mean, if you can get if you can improve your conversion rate by just 0.5%, what you've done is that you've just created more leads for yourself in less, with exact same amount of time. Like for instance, if you bought an ad for 1,000, clicks, and your conversion rate is say, is 10%. Okay, so you have 100, you have 100 prospects now, but if you just improve that by 0.5%, then you have an extra 50 people that I hope my math is right, but anyway, you get the point, is that the higher your conversion rate is, the more you tweak it to improve, then the more bang you can get for your buck. Okay, that's as simple as I can put it. Try different things. Again, at the very beginning of my first video, I talked about, if there's something that catches your interest, something that you think is compelling, something that makes you want to put your email in, then by all means, study from this lead capture page, and maybe apply some of its principles. And of course, a lead capture page is useless unless you have a sales funnel. Okay, if you don't have a follow-up system in place, you're just wasting your time. There's no point in having a lead capture page because your leads are going to be sitting there and nothing will happen. And if they don't hear from you, then they'll forget about you, and you just wasted your time and efforts even capturing them. So unless you have a sales funnel in place, you are wasting your time. So I will take questions. If you have any cool questions, suggestions, or comments, you can reach me at the email there at kuanyuan@getresponse.com. And I'll be happy to answer any of your questions you may have. And of course, you can see my blog posting at powertoolsformarketers.net. I hope that this has been interesting or useful to you. My objective intention was to help you with getting higher conversions for lead capture pages, and imparting some of my experience onto you. maybe you found it to be value, maybe you didn't. But in any way, my intention was to add value. Again, my name is Kwa, and I'm here to help you break through.